I always knew you'd come loping back my way and catch me checking for marks. How you been, traveler? I'm afraid I got myself in some damn tight spots since we last made bets with each other. It's the way of the world. You give too much, someone gon' take away too much. Just don't mind me if I seem like I'm wincing. It ain't you. It's just love making its way to hell. Got any stories with ghosts or murderers or blood or something like that? God damn, you're giving me the chills, sweetheart. I guess when you've been hurt like that, you wonder what the other person were thinking when they doing the damage. This boy, though, you were patient and fine looking. When I saw him with my baseball bag, I knew. As I ran up to snatch it back, I knew. And when he hit me, it hurt two kinds. It hurt two kinds. And the kind without the blood hurts the worst. Because the body heals and the mind don't. Got any stories with ghosts or murderers or blood or something like that? Just what I asked for. That spooky stuff gets my heart going like a good hand sometimes do. Freedom's a trap. The more they tell you you have it, the more they've taken it away. The more you try to move toward it, the more your legs get deeper into the web. I left jail one morning and the jailer said a sweet goodbye. And I walk out into the town square and a man spit on me for looking like I weren't dressed for outside. Hey, got any exciting stories? Like the movies? Quit it, stranger. You think you know what it is. I think everyone thinks they know what love is. But I feel like I need the ability to disavow. I thought I was in love with the guy who cracked a rib on me, but it was a crush. It was a little flibberty gibbet caught up on a post in a hurricane. I look back at it, and it was all his charm, and it wasn't a relationship more than a scam. Love is dead when you want it to be. Got any stories with ghosts or murderers or blood or something like that? God damn, you're giving me the chills, sweetheart. The things he promised me. It was like the world was looking into my soul and offering them on a plate. And maybe I bought into it because he was like me. Crooked, playing the customers. He would count until he knew he could make a deal with me. It's possible he's still out there, loving me and the bathtub of money I made him. I close my eyes and remember that squint he had, like, "What you looking at, Misty Cree?" And me like, "Oh, I just like looking." Got any stories with ghosts or murderers or blood or something like that? Sweetheart, did I say I wanted feelings are sort of prison, ain't they? Sometimes I look at you and find myself liking you. But I don't trust you, sweetheart, and there's the game between us. The game is always between us, pushing us away from each other, this big checkers board. If I wanted you, I could never tell you. That's the way the game works. And the night's ending. I see a lot more of these sunrises than I ought to, I think. But it's beautiful. So it can't be all harm, can it? I was recently spending a lot of time out late with that boy, which I regret. But what can you do? Nothing but move on, and hold some scorn for yourself in your pocket till you learn your lesson. Keep an eye out if you find yourself nearby, all right? We can talk again, sweetheart, and share another bottle, and maybe play some cards.
Well, I'm gonna heft my spade up upon my weary back. I'm gonna keep lacerates tucked in my soul. 'Cause when my coals burn low and my trains run out of track, won't be no one else to dig my hole. And when I'm cold and empty, they're the ones who'll bury me. Well, I'm gonna cast my stones o'er the waters of this land. By and by, I'll see them far and long. When the night comes down for to take me hand in hand, this will be my tale, my vagrant song. Yeah, this will be my tale, my vagrant song. Well, I'm gonna scroll my name on the bed.
Back again? Well, look at you, same as you was. And I'm the same as I was, still nursing this lick I took. These couple licks. Oh, don't look at me like that. I'm a grown girl and this ain't the first time it's happened. Let's talk and drink and maybe play a little cards. Hey, got any exciting stories? Like the movies? Honey, thrills is the stuff I live on. That one will keep me going. I am home, friend. Do you know what it's like to be your own home? I am it. You can see the windows into the loft, the tools I use to fix the shelves of my life. And when I look out each morning, the lawn is different as I fan out the cards. A boy told me a bunch of sad story lies today, and I saw right through him. You bring any true ones to tell? So sad and sweet. Let me catch my breath a second. It ain't possible to live in a world without men, and so it ain't possible to live in a place where things ain't taken, you see? And it makes it worse if you love them. I met a no-shit blonde once who couldn't have stolen anything from me, she was that sweet. And before I could love her, a man took her and we were all back to taking again, and boy, you couldn't blame him, could you? I never did. Hey, got any exciting stories? Well, they should let you make the movies, honey. You walk by one place and suddenly you got a jarring feeling of deja vu. That feeling like you've been in circles but no one remembers you or knows you're there. That's what life feels like walking in circles like roulette. And sometimes it's your number and most of the time it ain't, and you gotta store that energy, I learned. Store it for when you win. A boy told me a bunch of sad story lies today and I saw right through him. Whew. Oh, honey. That broke feelings are a sort of prison, ain't they? Sometimes I look at you and find myself liking you. But I don't trust you, sweetheart, and the game is always between us. If I wanted you, I could never tell you. Hey, got any exciting stories? Quit it, stranger. In a country like this, it's like a death sentence. Someone takes your money like that. Some kid steals from you like... But you can always dodge death. You can't dodge yourself. The hatred of yourself, the way other people makes you hate yourself. You think, hey, someone took from me like that? Was I not graceful, Lord? All this heavy stuff? It's nice to have someone to pay attention. Soothe my bruises, let the dice be. You want to play a few cards with me before you move on? Of course you do. Let's play slow for a while and you tell me a tale?
Bones of the earth, I'm gonna dig my heels into the ground. 'Cause when that ferryman comes for to tally up my worth, I won't leave much to find. Well, I'm gonna heft my spade up upon my weary back. I'm gonna keep lacerates tucked in my soul. 'Cause when my coals burn low and my trains run out of track, won't be no one else to dig my hole. No companion except the wind and the sea. And when I'm cold and empty, they're the ones who'll bury me. I'm gonna cast my stones o'er the waters of this land, and by I'll see them far and long. When the night comes down for to take me hand in hand, this will be my tale, my vagrant song.
I suppose most expect the Negro to end up in prison. Yeah, there's two kinds in my estimation. There's a prison with bars, where they lock you up after they decided you'd done a crime. And there's also the prison without bars. That's everywhere else, if you look hard enough. But anyway, you know any good true tragedies? I feel like one of those tonight. Body and soul. My heaven? Strange story there. No, it don't feel good to live under the boot of the law. But you get used to it. And sometimes you find yourself missing it. You know any good jokes? Funny tales? Look at me. You got me laughing. Joy? Nothing more satisfying than a routine. Wake up, eat, work, eat, sleep. Regular, easy. So, tell me a sad story. Sad and true, okay? In prison. Life was simpler in prison. Not much different from the outside. That's all anybody wants, isn't it? Stability. You got any good happy stories where things work out for someone, maybe? That was a good one. Wish I could have your stories around when I'm in a dark place, you know? The future. But what does a body do after they leave prison? Especially when it feels more real on the inside than the outside. But tell me, what's the wildest thing you've seen out there so far? Now that's a story to keep a man on the edge of his seat. Some people travel because staying still makes them lose their minds. I'd like to meet those people, ask them to trade lives for a while. Here's the sun. I got to go. My road takes me up this way, but if we meet again, I'll be glad to talk. What is a man owed in this life, do you think? I never think I ask or want for much. Just food, shelter, fair pay for honest work. Is it selfish? I truly have to wonder. Is it selfish to feel like you're owed anything at all? Even that. Tell me, brother, what was it that you wanted? What did life bring you instead?
my chest.
Giving up is its own peculiar kind of joy. Ain't nothing like it. No man so good, no smoke so deep. When the devil found me, I was on the edge of that cliff. He had seen deep inside me. He knew, and we made a deal. Ooh, how about a story about the dark and scary things in the world? Oh, that's a scary one. Freedom. There's not many things colored folk can use to get free. You work twice as hard and you get half as much. I thought money was a ticket out, but money come and go like everything else. Ooh, you got any stories with a bit of excitement to them? That exciting. Traps. Well, I thought fame would be freedom. But it's also a trap. The thing about being on stage is that it feels so open. But there's a line you do not cross. There are 3 walls you can see. And then the one wall you never name, but almost fear. You can't tell you in a cage till you can't leave it. Ooh. I'm in the mood for a story with a bit of that tragedy to it. Oh, now that pain. Yeah, there's some sadness I owe. Sadness I should have had but never did. You see, Mama never told me Marcus was sick. I'm in the mood for a good, hopeful story. You got any? It's good to light the darkness every once in a while. I had a certain faith in the devil's promise. Same kind of trust you give anyone. When I met the devil, he looked like a man. Deep, sunken eyes, the color of a peach pit. His smile like a broke branch. He looked no more or less trustworthy than any other white man I'd known in my short life. I'm in the mood for a good, hopeful story. You got any? Just don't get that one, I'm afraid. Some people think fortune ain't got nothing to do with the good they've had in life. I like to think the things I earned, I really earned. I still think that, despite everything. The more I live, though, the more I come to understand it's who you know that matters. Ah, the sun is up. One more night gone. I'm headed down the road this way, but maybe we'll see each other again. And I'll tell you about how it all went wrong. Thought it would last forever. You understand, I was not just a star. I was an inventor. No one played guitar like me. No one. I deserved what I had. I thought it would last forever. It should have.
I'm gonna scrawl my name on the bare bones of the earth. I'm gonna dig my heels into the ground.
It's a funny thing, someone looking right through you. But don't lie to me, friend. I know you want to know the truth, what it really means to be a porter. Well, I can tell you it's more than making white folks happy. That's just how it's supposed to look. But you go on so long being how you're supposed to, you're not quite sure how to go back to what you are. Though I suppose I can give it a try. Have any optimistic tales? I'd like to hear one of those. Just like I told you, friend, miles of smiles. Travel, it's not just people riding on these railroads. See, most days I'll pick up a newspaper or a magazine or an album somebody left behind. Then I'll give it a read or a listen and maybe even sell it someplace where they don't know Bessie Smith yet. Anyway, you must have some funny stories to tell. Share one. Well, when they want to liven spirits up, to bring each other joy, all railroad folk tell the story of the still driving man, John Henry. But only us porters talk about Big Old Daddy Joe, the best porter who ever lived. I've always been more partial to that tale. Anyway, I'm in the mood for a good happy story. You got me? A positive attitude. That's what I like to hear. Oh, love. Yeah, porters like to spread news amongst ourselves. And nothing is more newsworthy than a phone number a pretty little Piola just happened to leave behind. Don't tell anybody, but that's how I met my last girl at Harlem. You got any stories with a bit of excitement to them? Hear that story on the radio? You told it better, though. Freedom. That's what the Brotherhood of Sleeping Car Porters is about. Getting our freedom. Some folks in this country ain't too fond of unions, socialism, or anything that's got them scared somebody's gonna grab what's theirs. And they're especially ornery when it's black folks organizing their labor. They think there's not enough freedom to go around. I guess we'll find out. Hey, do you know any spooky stories I can share with the boys tonight? Damn, that's a good one. If you got any more like that, you should write them down. Fortune. A porter lives or dies on the good fortune of passengers. One day, a nice man could give you a generous tip. The next day, he could steal a towel. And guess who's paying for the replacement? Another night over. I've got to get going. My journey takes me down the rails this way. But it was good talking to you. And how'd you like that, Sharon? Our dark silhouette's a little easier to make out. Sooner or later, the whole world's got to know what we really are. And what's it really like. That's the only way we're really going to matter to anyone besides ourselves. And now that you know the bad, doesn't the good sound that much better? Sharing goes both ways, though. Is your truth a little more complicated, too?
'Cause when my coals burn low and my trains run out of track, won't be no one else to take my home.
I'm gonna scroll my name on the bare bones of the earth. I'm gonna dig my heels into the ground. 'Cause when that ferryman comes for to tally up my worth, I won't leave much to find that can be found. Well, I'm gonna heft my spade up upon my weary back. I'm gonna keep lacerates tucked in my soul. 'Cause when my coals burn low and my trains run out of track, won't be no one else to dig my hole. Well, I got no companion except the wind and the sea. And when I'm cold and empty, they're the ones who'll bury me. Well, I'm gonna cast my stones o'er the waters of this land, and by I'll see them far and long. When the night come down for to take me hand in hand, this will be my tale, my vagrant song. This will be my tale, my vagrant song.
Well, I got a fire in me, don't come from up above. Yeah, I got debts to pay, but not the ones you're thinking of. And all of that fame and fortune bought me a hell of a lot to lose. Alright, but you ain't gonna hear me crying, 'cause I got that soul sucker blues. Alright. Well, I met a man downtown, smile as white as death, eyes like rolling dice, and easy bargains on his breath. He said you don't need.
Oh, it is a good day to see you, child. Just need a little company is all. Better celebration of life today. Young man, 17, maybe 18. Closed casket. They did that boy wrong, they did. I suppose I'm glad I gave his family a little hope, at least. Anyway, why don't you tell me a scary story? You must have heard some good ones. Oh, you could rattle a congregation's bones, I bet. My wishes, days like this, I only have one wish. Lord, let me see another year of life. Guide us away from those men who would kill us as soon as share a meal, else there won't be a heaven, only more heartache. Lately, my journey's been pretty ordinary, just walking church to church. What about you? Been on any adventures? I swear I ain't heard a story good as that in a long minute. This country, listen, I saw his face, I opened the lid and saw what they did. A country that lets the men who did that to him live full, happy lives. That country ain't no home. Hey, do you have any spooky campfire tales? Feels appropriate out here, right? Oh, you got me for a second with that one. Love, well, the boy fell for the wrong woman. Maid hair, peach skin. Love and death ain't so far for boys like that in America. Anyway, why don't you tell me a scary story? You must have heard some good ones. That's how it is, huh? The past? I didn't know the boy. So I asked his brothers and sisters to share their memories of it. He danced, they said, loved baseball, called his father Big Man. Hey, do you have any spooky campfire tales? Feels appropriate out here, right? Oh, you could rattle a congregation's bones, I bet. Freedom? I get angry, I do. Furious. All that talk of huddled masses yearning to be free. But when I look at that boy's parents, they ain't yearning for freedom. All they want is their damned boy back. I've got to go now, friend. Headed to a congregation over this way. Long walk alone. And this boy won't leave my head. And I keep thinking, I left America when I was his age. Lied on the forms. Told him I was 25 when I was 17. I'd heard that the 369th Infantry Regiment needed a chaplain. So I told him I was a preacher. Don't get me wrong, I believed fervently, but I wasn't no reverend. I just memorized a few verses, some psalms, enough of the commandments to make him think I was a true man of God. Oh, my proud, arrogant lips.
Well, I'm gonna scroll my name on the bare bones of the earth. I'm gonna dig my heels into the ground. 'Cause when that ferryman comes for to tally up my worth, I won't leave much to find that can be found.
they're the ones who'll bury me. Well, I'm gonna cast my stones o'er the waters of this land, and by and by I'll see them.
Stranger, it's good to see you again. You know, I'm gonna see this whole world one day, but for now, I just got my sights set on seeing all 48 of the great U.S. I already seen 10 whole states. That's better than my folks ever done, that's for sure. Plenty of townies and even some tramps treat me like I'm kid simple, but I ain't helpless, and I only act it when I ain't got no better choice, like if I get pinched. I do right fine on my own, don't need nobody but Cass and Flip. Hey, do you got any really thrilling stories to tell? I'm hankering for one of those. Well, that was a lively tale. This country, I don't rightly know what this thing called America is. I know what I done been told in school, but the words don't fit the picture. What with tramping across the whole thing, figure I'll find out for myself soon enough. I'm in the mood for something real funny like. I'll remember that one. A couple good jokes can get you out of a fix sometimes. A love story. Well, some of the songs say love is like being sick in your heart. Don't sound too pleasant to me. I love my dogs, but it don't feel like being sick. Being sick in your heart sounds more like getting Judased, something I know a thing or two about. I want to hear one of them venturing tales. Got any? Well, that was something. You spin a good yarn. Travel, yeah, I want to see it all, the whole world. My brother used to read me stories of Jules Verne, of rich folks traveling around the world, and all for a lousy bet. It didn't sit right with me that folk with all the coin in their purse should also keep the world in their back pocket. I aim to grab a little piece for myself. Hey, tell me a funny story. You seem like you still got a sense of humor. That was a chuckle to be sure. Being trapped, caged. You think beggardom is a prison? No, stranger. Beggardom is freedom. Responsibility is the real trap, wound tight like an old spring. Pride and pretending'll bleed folk dry, and then when there ain't nothing left to be proud of, when they can't pretend no more, they'll unwind. Hey, tell me one of those exciting stories. Whoa, quite a story, stranger. I remember lots of folks talking about fate and fortune before I started my travels. Talk on the river was about them populists and their Louisiana governor. Some folks say they was up to no good, that they was lazy and un-American, cheating fate with government meddling. Others said we all gots the right to be kings, if and we'd only let all folks have a fair shot. I suppose I ain't right in line with neither, but I don't think there's nothing un-American about needing help. Aw, heck, the night's over already. I sure enjoyed talking to you, but I gotta get on. I think I'll see what's happening up the road. Sometimes I surely do wonder what'll become of this land. Folks have been chasing the dream of tying it up for so long. Now they got their wish. Things are worse than ever. Maybe America was never meant to be held in your hand like this.
I tell my vagrant song.
I don't know you from anyone, but maybe in the end that don't matter so much, so long as we're after the same things. A little firelight, a little morsel, a minute or two of company. Well, I ain't got much, and I sure ain't got more than that. I'll share what I have. You'll do the same for a stranger one day by and by. I need a laugh. Know any good jokes? You are a pretty funny one, you know that? Why ask me about love? I had a chance once. I think it's past. It's just the way it went. Me, I can run to the hills till my ribs show, but I wasn't gonna do that to... You can't do that to a wife. Anyway, I need something to laugh about. Got any funny ones? Oh boy, you watch out now, I'll start chuckling. Authority means being afraid, even though you know you're not the one in the wrong. And you can't show your fear, because you got all the others counting on you, looking to you about what to do. I had no time to get frightened, not even when they were dragging Union men and strangers alike out to the hills to get shot on suspicion of being Reds. You just had to tell the workers again and again how it was going to go right for them in the end. You know, sometimes I wasn't so sure myself. See anything exciting out there on the road? Mostly I just seen dogs. Brings me back. There was a time when me and Big Ben could just enjoy exciting stories like this one. Innocent, faith. Well, sure. We call it God-fearing. But you ever been down a coal mine, friend? No room for fear to squeeze in then. Back then, every day I'd get up with a quiet black dawn, and by way of prayer, I'd say something like, "Not gonna be my day," and that'd be it. It's not like you ever forget to be careful, for all the good it does. But then every day, you and the others come back up at the mine, you see the stars, the night sky comes into your lungs all alive like. At those times, you feel like, well, you know, that's about it for me. Got any funny stories? Must have a couple. You got some wit, stranger. Bondage. My brother, Big Ben, he went down deep every day, picking the coal to bits with his bare fingers. I thought he was a man so soon. Those bloody fingertips all swole up like they do. And he had a mule, too. Load up with the bits. Name a baby, that mule. I wanted one. Well, I got my day at work in the end. And I always wondered whether one day they'd excavate the bones. My brother and baby, when they got trapped down there. Can't hardly remember my brother, but I still think a lot about how his bones got no rust. You could say I think a lot about that. Can't get it out of my head. I need a laugh. Know any good jokes? You got some wit, stranger. I don't know if your definition for freedom is the same as mine. One day they might quit chasing after me, and one day the Union might get our rights writ down and everybody following. After that, good am I. Nothing left to organize. I'm a miner again. Nothing left but to go back down and get coal. I'm heading out, up this way. Still can't say exactly where I'll be tomorrow. You ever get a loose thread? When you pull it, the whole works come apart. Every one of us gets mastered by something. Try to get out from under it. What if you never get to know if you done right? You ever, you know?
First, Ma and Pa wanted me and Paul on the front lines. They wanted someone to be proud of, and I did as they asked. Then the government wanted me to take an IOU, and I did. When there were no more jobs, I, along with thousands of others like me, went and asked Hoover to pay up. General MacArthur was so scared of us, he brought in goddamn tanks to keep us from tearing apart DC. Know any good jokes? I'm not so good at telling them anymore. Wish I could tell that one to my sister. Love? All the connections. Which is what love is, isn't it? Drowned in the mud in no man's land with Paul. But love comes in so many forms. I love now the ability to walk more dearly than ever. I love more deeply the sun and the earth. Do you know any happy stories? Hopeful ones? For a moment there, just a moment, I felt better about it all too. My journey? If you look at it all at once, it'll overwhelm you. It'll hurt your mind. If you take it day by day, then it won't hurt quite so much. My foot bears it a bit better. Tell me a happy story. I liked that one. There's some hope left for you too, you know. The future? When I was young, I worried about the future. But now, running all on autopilot and fumes, I've got no control over it. Do you know any happy stories? Hope. I liked that one. There's some hope left for you too, you know. When the memories swirl, I find joy again. Between the trenches, I catch a glimpse of Paul before he was gone. And the time before then, well, that was joy to me. Tell me a happy story. Freedom. Not many of us are free from suffering, and, well, war's doing the opposite of stopping that. Well, morning's come. The road takes me this way next. Wish it were taking me home. The family always did like Paul more anyhow. Loyalty to him is the only loyalty I don't regret. Even the other soldiers of the bonus army, they had families to go back to. I got my sister Jessie, and she's not letting her gimp brother home anytime soon.
Well, I'm gonna cast my stones.
Oh, when my trains run out of track, won't be no one else to dig my hole. land, and by I'll see them far along. When the night come down for to take me hand in hand, this will be my tale, my vagrant song. Yeah, this will be my tale, my vagrant song.
Where are you headed now? I'm thinking about getting out to the coast again. I want to get to Frisco and gaze upon the Pacific Ocean like in days past. Contemplation of water is an ancient healing practice, you know? The vastness of the sea makes the personal wounds we suffer seem small in comparison. That's the theory anyway. Silas told me that once. Sometimes I want to hear a sadness that resonates with my own. The tragedy in that story, it's real. Have you ever tried writing poetry? Do you have a lot to be sad about? Come and join me. Be a writer, or even better, be a poet. It takes a special kind of fool to become a poet. Writing poetry won't make your sadness go away, nor will your problems be solved. But at least you'll be able to look back and know how you felt, because there's a record of it. Sometimes I want to hear a sadness that resonates with my own. That one was like getting locked out in the cold with nothing but your sorrow. I liked it. They were my family. It wasn't just that we were close. There was something stronger that bound us to each other. It was a sense of belonging to each other. We were going to share our lives, and we knew it was meant to be that way. Silas said once that we were bodhisattvas, born into this world to help people. It was a nice thing to say, but I had my suspicions then. Now I don't believe it at all. Sometimes I want to hear a sadness that resonates with my own. Do you know any stories? The tragedy in that story, it's real. Have you ever tried writing poetry? Wishes come true? Well, someone got what they wanted. Pauline did. She hung out with us weirdos, tolerated us, played along, and yet what she really wanted was to settle down and have a normal life with someone. Just straight ahead marriage. A good American couple. Kids too, why not? Ironically, it was Silas who said once to watch out for your dreams coming true. That it's often a curse. I wonder what Silas himself wanted. Did his wishes come true? I need an optimistic story right now. Something to put a smile on my face. That's a good one. We do reach up like that, but maybe the traps I've fallen into are the ones I made myself. Maybe what I think happened didn't happen at all, and I'm the one who's been a monster. Things did get heated once or twice, maybe, but I was upset at being shoved away. Just like that. After so many years, Silas and Pauline just decided to be normal one day, and that it was necessary for me to disappear from their lives. Surely it's understandable that I'd be upset. Sometimes I want to hear a sadness that resonates with my own. That one was like getting locked out in the cold with nothing but your sorrow. Is love a spiritual failing? Silas was interested in Zen, and sometimes he would talk about cutting off desires, breaking away from attachments to forms. The irony isn't lost on me that I failed so completely at this, especially as it regards him. Is he so spiritually accomplished that he can do that about me? Does he just sit there in his perfect meditation, feeling no desire, needing no one? If so, then why is he with someone right now? I suppose after a while I'll start to realize how little I can change and accept myself as an uprooted poet howling unheard into the winds, seething with anger and pain, exiled to a little island of suffering surrounded by storm clouds. Really just a sad little bum that nobody cared about. That sounds about right. I've gone on long enough. Next I'm traveling out this way. Keep an eye out for me if you find yourself over there.
Well, I'm gonna cast my stones o'er the waters of this land, and by and by I'll see them no more. And when my life goes round, take me hand in hand. This will be my
Good to see you, amigo. Seems like the desert didn't swallow you up after all. This place is changing. You ever see those big clouds rise up over the San Andreas? That's where the ranch was. They say the bombs they were testing turned all that white sand to green glass. Feels like everyone's trying to take their own piece of the frontier and use it for God knows what. All that land, fenced up, shut down. Signs reading, keep out, no trespassing, turn back, get lost. The longer and farther Poncho and I ride, the more barriers we seem to come across. What good's a cowboy without an open range? But anyway, you know some funny stories, right? You're funny as hell, you know that? Love? No. Ain't no respectable woman want nothing to do with a ranch hand, especially one who can't keep a job. It's all right. I still got the desert, and I'ma do right by her. So, you know any good jokes? Oh, that's a good one. I'm gonna tell that one next time I share a campfire. Luck? Either everyone's got bad luck now, or things just got worse for us all. Ain't like it was when Uncle Eddie started the ranch. Need a heck of a lot of luck to get a job out here nowadays. I see the same folks wandering the desert all over, like me, all while the government buys more and more land for God knows what project. But anyway, you know some funny stories, right? Oh, that's a good one. I'm gonna tell that one next time I share a campfire. Death. Them bombs they're blowing up. Round where the ranch used to be. I heard that just one can level a whole city. Boom, and gone. Folks turn to ash, sand turned to glass. But anyway, you know any sad stories, amigo? Damn, amigo, that's sad as hell. My idea of heaven? At the end of the day, it ain't a job I'm looking for. Not any kind of money. It's just being able to live by my own way, without no one telling me where I can and can't go. So, you know any good jokes? Oh, come on. A lawman don't like it when you tell him you ain't got a permanent address. Too many folks think a home is a building. For me, it's where I lay my head when I get tired. Gonna lose too much water if I keep going on like that. And the sun's rising too. Time to get going. My path takes me this way, out across the desert. I'll see you some other time, amigo.
Regrese a mi caminador, habrá mucho por pues voy a cargar mi pala en mi espalda agotada. Voy a guardar mi ruego entre mi suela, pues cuando mi llama llegue hasta abajo, ya mi tren se le acabe guiar. No va a haber nadie más que cabe en mi rollo.
It started around the time we would harvest corn. During this season, the Army of the United States of America raided our lands, burned our homes and crops, and killed off our livestock. The Army told my parents that those who did not surrender would be killed or face death in the harsh winter weather. And so my parents surrendered. Thankfully, I was a strong young girl when we were forced to walk over 300 miles to Huildi, or Bosque Redondo, New Mexico territory. I witnessed the death of many of our people, from the wise and caring elderly to the beautiful pregnant women to young babes who were shown no mercy by the U.S. Army. Chicas, my friend, I need to laugh. Can you tell me such a story? Sometimes I found myself wondering if all Bilagans are this way, violent and surrendering to ways of untamed animals. And where do they come from? Do they touch all things with such distaste? Or do they know kindness and tenderness? Chicas, my friend, tell me a funny story. I don't have it in my... Oh, the choices they made. It was grieving to see the humanity in some of the soldiers slowly being drained and crippled. To this day, it surprises me the lengths one is willing to go to ensure the wicked ways of this invasive, demanding country. Chicas, my friend, can you tell me a story that looks to the future with hope? Petite are like that too, strong in the face of adversity. Joy? It was hard to find any harmony or peace of mind in those days. The morning sun was often the only sign of warmth or hope left in the world. Chicas, my friend, tell me a funny story. That one made me smile. You told it well. Travel. As we passed to Zidza, I realized that it was the furthest away I had been from home. We were forced to walk over dark, coarse rocks that caused some people's feet to bleed. I held on tight to my medicine pouch, assisted the elders, and tramped forward. Chicas, my friend, I need to laugh. It's good to laugh. Bondage. A long walk tested our strength as people. Along the way, we lost faith in the Bilaganas who signed treaties with us and promised their version of peace. Little did we know, peace actually meant being forced to live and die on land that was as foreign to us as it was to them. And now the sun is rising. I must prepare to leave. I have a long walk this way. Tonight I wondered, what memory do we carry in our blood? What will be passed on to our children through the power of witnessing and feeling the harsh flecks of humanity like sparks from a fire landing against the skin? I am left wondering what will become of our culture and our people once this cycle of inhumanity has run its course. We sing our way through it and look to the holy people for strength and protection. There is an overwhelming vitality in our songs. What songs help you to heal and persevere, chicas?
Bienvenidos. Come, sit with me. Sit with una vieja curandera. It is safe conmigo. Few brujas would dare attack una curandera. There are some of these witches. though they are strong enough to contend with una curandera, or foolish enough to try. I work mainly with las curaciones por la gente, pero I have more than un poquito de práctica with fending off the curses of las brujas. It is not for una curandera to take una vida, but I am not afraid to hobble las brujas. Do you have any frightening stories? Have you seen the work of las brujas on your travels? What a story. Mira mis manos. They are shaking. Nature? It is the way of nature to have balance, to have good and bad. Las brujas work the evil forces of the world, and I work with the good to keep the balance, keep the evil from overtaking the world. There are not so many curanderas now, and maybe more brujas than before. But tell me, what is the most frightening thing you have seen on your travels? What a good story. Like what mi hermano used to tell me as a girl. My choice? I did not choose to become a healer. It was revealed I had el talento para la curación. I choose to honor el talento and learn how to be a good healer. Las brujas, they could have done good with el talento, pero no, they chose to do evil. But tell me, what is the most frightening thing you have seen on your travels? What a good story. Like what mi hermano used to tell me as a girl. Whose authorities do I have? Well, las brujas, they command the will of el diablo, of death. Las curanderas, more than providing la curación for those who want, we guard of people from las brujas. Las curanderas, we work with the will of Dios, of life. Do you have any frightening stories? What a story. Death? I do not abide the destrucción de las brujas. It is not natural. Death is part of la vida. But I will fight against those who try to bring it before it is time. Dios, take las brujas. But tell me, what is the most frightening thing you have seen on your travels? What a good story. Like what mi hermano used to tell me as a girl. About family. When una bruja completes her pact with el diablo, she forsakes la familia that give her life. It breaks una familia to lose a daughter to the way of las brujas. La curandera strengthens her community. Y las brujas, they become jealous. Ay, estoy cansada. Very tired. Always I am alert for a woman with the talent of la curación. And una bruja intent on destruction. It is a hard life. So much responsibilidad. It wears on an old woman. The journey take me this way next. Where will you go? I hope we will meet again. There is more I would like to tell you about the life of la curandera.
Pues voy a rayar mi nombre en los huesos de la tierra. Clavaré mis tacones entre el suelo. Porque cuando la calaca regrese al iluminador, habrá mucho por allá. Pues voy a cargar mi pala en mi espalda agotada. Voy a guardar mi ruego entre mis suelas.
Word has spread of una huelga, a strike, out in California. It's not uncommon. I have grown used to the frustration and the desperation, seen it rise from its feet and march forth from the fields, but it always ends the same. No one listens. We're beaten down into the dirt and are forced to be comfortable with our discomfort. But it sounds different out in the West. Los Filipinos y Mexicanos have settled their differences, turned frustration into strength, strength into action. I dearly hope I can see it with my own eyes. Now, tell me a funny story. Make me laugh. Oh, how funny! Thank you. It is not often that I can laugh. Oh, love. The last time I saw my son, he hadn't yet learned the word amor. When I meet with him again, whenever that may be, will he say it? Will he understand? Will he forgive me? Maybe you have a good, hopeful story to tell? What a good story. I will remember it for a while. I know. Travel. This is the next big journey of my life, I think. I must keep walking west and reach California. Mi mente, my mind is set. I cannot let this chance go. I have to. I need to keep going. Now tell me about some adventure that you've had, something exciting. Oh, how exciting. That truly happened? Home. America's not my home, but I begin to understand it, I think. I've seen towns, cities even, rush by while riding the train. All I knew about this country was endless fields and rough ground. But now I see what all this talk of the American dream comes from, though I sense that that's just the surface. Please share a story of hope with me. What a wonderful story. We need stories like this to give us strength. Heaven. Mi tío would tell me that heaven waits for those that stay faithful. I have come to learn that it is more than that. You need to have faith in your own soul. Only then do you reach the presence of Dios, for He exists within it. Please share a story of hope with me. My freedom? I do not think that just because I can travel, I'm really free. I've grown so accustomed to being alone, my thoughts and desires held back by disdain and stress. Soon, I will be among mi gente, my people. Soon. El calor feels so intense, so I'm not sure if it's the weather anymore. I'm not suffocated by it. It's not just heat, it's warmth. Reassurance. Can you feel it? I will follow it. This way, to the west. If you go that way, look for me. I hope we can share together in what we find out there.